Welcome, one and all, back to the No Tact Talk podcast. Where the only rule here is to have no tact. Sometimes I know I forget to say that. I say the only rule, the rule part. People forget that they can really be organic and just raw. But I say the only rule here is to have no tact. It's the whole point of this conversation. And I was comparing it to other podcasts that I hear, like Real Talk or Keep It 100. No, that's fake because they don't. They're still tactful, right? Still very
Right.
tactful. That's just my little intro, but whatever. So today, it's actually a pretty special day. You are the first person. I'm gonna introduce Joe here in a second, even though I just said his name. This is the first day I have actually recorded on the day that it's gonna be released. So usually they
Okay.
come out every 6 o'clock every morning on every Sunday morning, but this time it's gonna probably be 6 o'clock p.m. So as soon as we get done with this, I gotta edit this thing and push it out for this
Okay.
particular week. I had one ready that I recorded just by myself, but I'm so glad that you were still able to do it today because Joe's a busy man.
Yes, I am.
Because I think I'm gonna make the episode like my end of the year episode, like 2020, and we can kind of get to that here in a second because people have like this little chip on their shoulder and how 2020 was so far. People dying so crazy, so we'll get to that here in a second. So for your listening pleasure today, we have Jay Coast, of course, your host, and then we got my boy Joe. So Joe, if I could say one thing about my boy Joe, is the dude has a great heart, and it means a lot coming from me because I grew up. I'm saying it as that because I grew up people saying you have a good heart. So for me to say it to somebody else, like genuinely, like at the core, like the little caramel chews with the little cream on the inside, that's you right in the middle, bro. Like my boy Joe has a good heart, and so we met definitely in the military. He's gonna tell you about himself in a second. We met in recruiting school, and
Yeah.
we kicked it off pretty heavy. Two more people. I think what's Mark was on here. Coleman was on here a couple weeks
Yep.
ago, or about a month or so ago. So he got to talk as well. But we always say, "Hey man, I'm gonna have you on the podcast. I'm gonna have you on the podcast." So this is that day. Welcome, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great, brother. Doing great, brother. Good to see you. I don't
Good to
know
see
why
you
we
too,
doing this
man.
from a distance when you an hour away, but
We
that's
can
my
do
fault.
another one. Well, that's what I'm saying. I know we all busy, so it would have been
Yep.
cool to have in the studio, but I wanted to make it convenient for you because I mean you got kids and I don't, so I can never tell
Absolutely.
somebody, "Come on, man, make time." When you got I mean, you good. Newly married, just doing the thing, cruising rock
Yep.
star as Star Major used to say.
I don't know about all that, but
But yeah, man. So, but we making it work, and it's good that you had that microphone too, because usually people using the computer audio, and it's kind of trash. So it's
yeah,
great. So
great.
in our conversations that we've had, a bunch of them, which we will probably be on here for hours. That's why I
Yep.
love these. I was just telling you, I love these type of conversations because it's kind of organic. We just kind of flow. It's like somebody I don't know or like I'm like interviewing like an author or something because there's usually a format. But for
Right.
this one, we just kind of going. I love doing a podcast with no notes. Yes, I still have my scripture, but having no notes is the best kind because it's no pressure, man. You gotta hit no certain points. It's just whatever. But anyway,
Right.
how's it going? I mean, what's life like in your part of the world?
Shoot, man, it's going good, man. I'm staying busy. Obviously, I'm in San Antonio, Texas.
Yep.
Living life out here as a recruiter, staying busy. Obviously, my wife's a full-time student at UTSA. My
Hey.
kids are both in sports. They just finished up playing football. Both are in basketball right now.
Mm.
So you already know, man, focusing on and balancing, my career, my wife's future, and then obviously, keeping my kids engaged and
Mm.
doing something. That's definitely a priority of mine. That's how you keep them out of trouble, stuff like that.
That's
So
another reason why I wanted you to come on too, because I love having good men come on, like and to that do it.
yeah,
That
yeah, yeah.
it's not just milking the system. It's not just being a part-time father, part-time. I'm like have good core values. I think more people
Right.
need to hear more men talking about that. As far as you kind of just holding it down. If I had to just sum it up, we just holding it down, dog. I'm holding
No,
it down with my dog,
absolutely.
my wife, my family.
Good old tighten the poodle boy.
Titan the Poodle, Instagram. That's his name.
Sure.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so we talked, man, a bunch about a bunch of stuff, but I know we kind of your childhood was a little bit different than
Yeah.
most, and we talked a lot about a bunch of different things, especially this year because of people. I'm always mention this because you know how like the news or church would be like all this racial what is it?
Justice.
Civil unrest. Or
Yeah,
they'll
yeah,
say this racial tension. No, all this
yeah.
racism. Not,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? And so we start talking about like the dynamics of, colorism, light skin, dark
Yep.
skin, the whole thing. So you take wherever you want to take, man. But you can kind of.
No, man, it's easy, man. So a little bit about me. Again, I'm married. I do have two kids. I am on my second marriage. My wife, she's amazing. She's man. There's so many words that I can
There you go.
say about her. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying. We'll say that for another podcast. But she already know. Yeah,
She know what it is.
it's a whole nother podcast. So it is what it is. Obviously, my boys, they're amazing. I have an amazing relationship with their mother. It's about them. That's what it's
Mm-hmm.
about, and they're what matter. Again, my wife now, she's an amazing stepmom. So, hats off to her, and hats off to my kids for being amazing. But no, what I like that you let off with is like with the whole racial and social injustice and
Mm-hmm.
all that good stuff. So it leads me back to how I got started. And I know you and I have talked several times.
Mm-hmm.
You and I have grew up differently. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, you be wearing that Alabama stuff, and I'd be wearing, as you can see, MIZZOU.
Oh goodness. How y'all doing this
Well,
year, by the way?
don't worry about us over here. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? We're doing all right. You know
Y'all
what I'm
9-0
saying?
like us?
Nah, man. We ain't there yet, but don't worry. We working. We working to get there. It's hard work when
Get that
you know what I'm
recruiting
saying.
pool up. That's what they always say. Get my recruiting pool up.
Tough out here. Definitely tough. But no, man. To get started on my story, man. Um, so I was adopted.
Mm-hmm.
I was 6 months old when I was adopted. Anywhere from 6 months old to 12 months, somewhere. Obviously, 1 year.
Yeah.
I was adopted. I didn't know I was adopted till I was like 10 or 11. It's kind of weird.
That's late, right?
Um, I mean, I wouldn't have known any difference. I was just always
No, I'm
feel
saying,
like I
like,
said,
do you think did they feel like they had to tell you? Was it like, did you find out on purpose or?
no, no, no. It's funny. It's funny you asked me that because so I was adopted. So obviously I have a brother
Mm-hmm.
that's older than me. I have a sister that's older than me, which is funny because I'm gonna lead up to the full, and you'll be like, wow, what a circle it is.
Yeah.
But so when I knew something wasn't right was I had two white brothers that were also adopted.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Oh
have
wow.
a white brother named Mark, and I have a white brother named Aaron. Obviously, me, I'm the middle child. Then I have my
Uh-huh.
older brother named James, and then I have a sister named Latoya.
Okay.
As I got older, 15, 16 years old, I found out I had another brother who like literally lived probably 15 minutes down the road from us and had no idea.
Whoa.
So yeah, it's crazy. So
So are any
yeah,
of them from the same? Any of the brothers and sisters from the same mom and dad as you?
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not really sure.
Okay.
I want to say that my older brother and then my oldest brother look the same,
Mm-hmm.
and then my sister and I, we're both light skinned. But the
Y'all can
story,
still look
or
the
the
same and still have like
yeah,
one parent,
yeah, yeah, yeah. But the word on the
Yeah.
streets is that we all had different dads. But I don't
Okay.
know. I was so young when it all
So it's all the
happened.
same mom.
Yes,
Oh
yes.
wow.
That
Okay.
I'm aware of. Again, this is going off of the rumor mills,
Did y'all
the
do the
pictures.
ancestry.com?
Nah, we ain't
The
did
other
that
one?
yet, man. I'm
You
kind
try
of
it.
afraid to do all that.
Man, do it. I'm gonna say, hey, my dad, all my siblings like was begging my dad to do it, and
Yep.
he had got to a certain point in his life where he was just kind of cool. You
Yeah.
know, whatever happened. He's got 9 children. They were all pretty much spread apart, very similar,
Right.
to your story, and some of them knew, some of them didn't know, but she kind of took most of the information to the grave. So
Mm.
we all thought he was gonna be like, have you seen a picture of my dad before? I don't know if you've seen it, but
I think you showed me him.
Rico, smooth
Yeah,
criminal,
yeah,
man.
yeah. Oh
Got the
yeah.
hair,
Yeah.
real chill. His hair grows like in a certain pattern. We all thought it was gonna be like from like Mexico or some type of Puerto
Right.
Rican, whatever, right? But come to find out, I think he was like 70-something% Great British or something like that, right?
Mm.
And
Okay.
but he didn't know, and so without putting out his business and stuff out there, it opened up a whole nother family that he didn't know
Okay.
he even had. He went visiting them for the past couple of years. I got some new cousins. Even
Right.
one of my cousins had a daughter that he found that was like, I
Oh
think it was
wow.
his nephew, my dad's nephew, right? Obviously, but and now they kind of reconnected, and so we all started doing it and just kind of figuring stuff out. But I think definitely a story like yours, it would benefit. And even if it's the worst scenario, worst story in the world,
Right. Right. No,
and
absolutely.
I rather
Absolutely. I agree with you on that.
personally I'd rather know and it sucked than me just not know at all. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
but my dad, I think he could have went to the grave knowing like, hey, my mom is cool because his granddad raised him. He was good, had a great upbringing, and it was cool. But you know, I wouldn't say it's just curiosity, but I feel like there's always a hole um, that people tend to have, and that's why he raised
Right.
us up so family heavy because of his past and his dynamics that he had, you know. And I can
Right.
even talk about myself. I call myself the bridge because my dad was married, my mom was married. We
Right.
both had 2 children, got divorced, came together, and I was like the consummation kid. You know, I was like, I'm here.
Oh wow.
You know, she
Okay.
said
Okay.
she wanted a son, and they prayed for a son. Now I'm here.
And Jay popped out.
Well, yeah, that's how I was going to say. Jonathan, my real name. Jonathan means a gift from God.
Okay.
And that was like this was like, yeah, he was our gift, you know.
Okay.
And but in that, and it's crazy that you know bringing the whole family tree into it. It's like we learned how our family is so important, and I had to learn it a bunch of times because I didn't know I had half or step, whatever you call them, sisters until I joined the military.
Right.
So back
Okay.
then it was paper application, not like how we do it now. And so my mom was watching. I was 17, had to get a waiver, so she's watching me fill it out. Didn't want me to go, and she was like, "No, you got to put half right there." I was like, "What are you talking about?" I'm writing down my brothers and sisters because it's like it's a half a step.
Yep.
She's like, "No, tell me your half." I'm like, "What?" And it was like like you said, you kind of always know like something was different, right? But at the same time, like, I never thought about it because
Right.
I had been around their other mother, their other father. It was weird. Like to me, it was my brothers and sisters.
Right. Right. Right.
And so it was a big deal in that moment. I was like, oh crap. And so then I started seeing these dynamics, and then it felt like a divide because my brother and my sister, my dad's side, and my other 2 sisters on my mom's side, I saw the division. And I started hearing more of the stories of how they grew up and who got in a fight with who and who was beefing with this person this year. And you know, it's just, and then they're all older. So I'm just little bro. So I'm not supposed to get none of that anyway.
Right. Right.
So I've been slowly just trying to peel back the layers of that onion, going through my own stuff with that. Anyway, but that's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to you. My bad.
No, you good, bro.
It's just
Yeah.
crazy. You go ahead.
Hey, it's crazy. So yeah, man. So I come from a little town. It's called Lakeway.
Yeah.
There ain't nothing out there. You know what I'm saying? Probably about 250, 300 people in the
Mm.
whole kindergarten through 12th grade.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's a small area, man. Um, you know what I'm saying? Right outside of that's Waynesville, Missouri. Obviously,
Yeah.
the Fort Linwood area, a lot larger. You know what I'm saying? They actually have a Walmart that has stuff. Lakeway, I think they just said like a year or two ago, they got a Dollar Tree. We got a post office. So
Oh
really
snap.
nothing out there. You know, trying to slowly move up in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, man, like I said, so I was adopted. Growing up was amazing. Obviously, I had my adopted dad, who I consider to be my real dad.
Okay.
He's definitely gained that title. I have my adopted mom. I really don't associate with her
Mm-hmm.
for the simple fact that my dad and her separated. And when they separated, it was kind of like at that point to her, I knew that she went her way.
Mm.
And then my dad was he had 5 kids and he raised us all. He did it all by himself,
It's
man.
usually
So
opposite. That's crazy.
nah, man. So it's hats off to my dad, man. My dad you ask anybody, he's a very intimidating person,
Mm-hmm.
but he means well. He always has been. So, I try to, when you said earlier, role model, being a great person for my kids,
Yeah,
I
man.
try to best resemble that of what my father did because he was strict. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? He was very strict, but it's because now, obviously, as kids, we didn't see it, but we see it later. All he wanted was the best for us. So when I say strict, I have to elaborate on that definition of strict. I'm gonna have you rolling on here. So
Okay.
man, I'll say I was the good kid, I guess you could say. I
Yeah.
had good grades, you know what I'm saying? I stayed out of trouble, played a lot of sports. Definitely basketball was my go-to.
Mm-hmm.
But if we were failing a class, man, my dad would put us on the bean program.
Okay. What's that?
The bean program. Let me tell you, he'd go get that 16 different bean soup,
Oh, my
put
dad
4 or
makes that.
5,
Oh, it's so nasty.
bro. We'd have
I
beans
know.
for weeks if we were failing.
Oh,
Yeah. And then not only that, he'd have us. So
I
whatever,
know exactly what
whatever,
you're talking about,
bro.
man.
My grades stayed up. Let's just
Ooh,
leave it at that.
16
So
bean
we,
soup.
bro,
Ooh, that's the name of the
brutal,
podcast. It's a further.
brutal. I know, right? Hey, so it's brutal. And
Ah,
then when we be fun,
wow.
he'd have us write the book,
Huh.
whatever subject we were. So I say that to say this, like, it sounds bad,
Hmm.
but he wanted the best out of us. And so to this day, man, it's a hats off. It's a salute to my dad because
Yeah.
I definitely would not be where I'm at, without him. And then one thing I'll say is like my Lakeway community, um, my friends, a lot of family, man. If I show up at a basketball game right now, man, they're all, hey, it's Joe. Hey, how you doing?
Hmm.
So, I it's a small area. Everybody knows everybody, but I mean, it's a very
You said
supportive
it was
community.
a predominantly white place as well,
Yes, 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 absolutely.
and so I was thinking about referencing something. I kind of identify. I don't really. I guess I do with Mixedish,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
show.
Light skin.
Yeah, and and so people always told me like, man, you gotta be mixed with Summers. You just way too light.
Yeah,
I was like, man, I don't know. I just know my parents black. I know they super bright too, but I know we never even thought about it. Um,
right.
I think we talked about as well. We found ourselves in these situations where uh we kind of didn't know who or how we were supposed to be in these situations in these circles of people.
Yeah,
If
no,
it's anything
absolutely.
like Waynesville, what's the one? Elizabethtown, not Elizabethtown, over there in Fort Leonard Wood. I
That's
was just is
that's
it Waynesville?
Waynesville.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I was just telling
Elizabeth
you.
Town's at recruiting school, bro.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. All of them, I moved every 3 years, man. All these
No,
cities
you can.
sticking together.
No, you
Um,
can.
I remember telling you, they're one of the most racist places I've ever been. Just
Which
came
is
back.
funny that you say that
I mean, it's
because
I mean, in your face. Just your regular example. Like we walk into a place, we standing there waiting on our table. A white group comes in, they sit them first, and they just have us
okay,
sitting there for like 10 to 15 minutes. I'm like, hey, what's up? Oh, we don't have any places available. I'm like, it's just obvious. Like, bro, it's like I can see 10 tables,
right.
and stuff like that. And then just people being naturally rude. You can felt it. It wasn't like just hey, you nigger. Like, no, it was just like, bro, like you could just tell like it was a tension walking
Yeah.
into a room
Okay.
everywhere I
And
went.
now I feel you. And I mean, I don't know, man. I like I said, I'm from
You
there,
grew up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You grew up
and
around that area.
that's what I'm saying, man. I just feel like first, so the type of person I am.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You solid.
I'm happy go lucky. Um, I apologize to you that happened.
Ah, man,
You
it's
know what I'm
whatever.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
But believe it or not, I speak up for Lakeway, Waynesville, surrounding areas, man. I'm not gonna say it doesn't happen,
Mm-hmm.
but growing up from there, I mean, it's not it. What's the word for it? I'm sure it happens. I'm sure it happens everywhere,
Yeah.
but I really have no bad experiences, and I
Maybe you
grew
know
up
where to
there.
go. I feel like a tourist. I went to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Buffalo Wild Wings. That was trash. I went to
Hey, chill out
man,
on
it
my
was
city. You know
bad,
what I'm
bro.
saying?
Listen, it's just the environment, the city, cool, right? Whatever.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, wherever I went, my experience
yeah.
was like, because even down to the food, like we actually they gave us some like in the wedges from Buffalo Wild Wings.
Okay.
They came back my color. I was like, hey, this you need to put a little more char on these things, right?
Mm,
So then they took the same fries. You could tell they didn't make them fat. Took the same fries, and then they brought them back like the color of my phone,
mm,
like dark.
man.
I'm just like, come on, you just set them in the grease. And
Yeah.
then I guess the credit card machine went down. Usually the people like we was gonna comp the meal, they were just sitting there making us wait for like an hour. Okay,
Mm,
so like they were like, well, how are you gonna pay? Or a credit card? Can't you just do a cash advance on your credit card and go to the ATM? We got one right there. I'm like, what? Like, it's this you're inconveniencing me, not the other way around. You know what I'm saying? It's like y'all stuff
right,
down. And so
right.
it was just this whole thing, but for some reason, all the other tables that was around us was getting up and leaving.
Mm,
They all paid in cash. I don't know. And it
mm.
wasn't a military thing because we didn't have no uniform on. We did not look military at all. I promise. You know how people just look like a military group.
Right, right,
Maybe
right.
one like they regular people or something, but I don't know. But both times. I think I forgot when I was at there for ALC. It was another time too. Cause I'm always at Leonard for some reason because the
Yeah.
chemical.
Okay.
Anyway, but I mean, I
Well,
get it, but
I'm gonna have to contact them, man. Tell my city to do better.
I ain't ever going back.
It's so, hey, it's small enough, man. Hey, it's so small, bro. I could tell you barbershops, B
I went
Dubs,
to a decent
bro. I know
barbershop out there.
everybody.
Yeah.
I know everybody out there. So,
Huh.
like I said, it's
So
unfortunate
what
that
was
you.
what was school like? Like in different
Oh, it's
stages
easy.
in school. Like
I
as far as
mean,
like the dynamic. What group? You I was in the basketball clique, maybe
yeah, yeah.
football.
I was pretty popular. I was the class president. So I did a lot of stuff, man. Like I said, it was good, man. I played a lot of sports.
Mm,
Um, was popular. I didn't do a lot of dating in high school. That I do think maybe because I was black.
mm-hmm.
Just being honest, a lot of girls I would date or talk to or whatever,
Yeah.
they would say, hey, we can't date you because of this, so on and so forth. It is what it is.
To
The
your
way I look at it
face?
now, yeah,
They
they let
say
me
they
know,
couldn't
hey,
bring you home or something or
yeah. You
mm.
write a note, hey, can you date? Yes, they circle yes. Back just how it was.
Yes, no, or maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
And there would be a yes, the day before, but then the next day we'd be breaking up. So
Mm,
I used it as like motivation to be better at basketball, to be better like on my education. And that's just one thing with me, man. I'm not perfect by any means,
mm,
but when I get shot down with something, I kind of use it as motivation to be better. You know what I'm saying? I put
mm.
all that energy or that anger into something else. And then that, believe it or not, has made me a better person. Um,
What do you mean by doing that? Because I tried doing it one time, and I don't get it. It sounds good, but like, how do you actually like channel it for me? Like, what's a good constructive ways you can tell people? Because
it's all about balance, man.
okay,
It's all about balance. I mean, the world's not perfect, and once you start seeing that, once you start seeing or having like, okay, one girl told you no, okay,
mm,
hey, a few months later another girl told you no. I mean, you can't just go behind the playground and cry about it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta figure out a way to balance it all out.
mm-hmm,
And my balance was, rather than focusing on something that at this time is not good, or the no's, I put my mind on something else, something that was more beneficial, or something that was, you know something that I enjoyed doing, versus trying to, you know I was already out my comfort zone in the first place. You
mm-hmm,
know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to be like everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But it's about balance, man. Like I said, I was too young, anyways, man. Now that I look back at it, I was too young.
mm-hmm.
And that's it, man. I mean, I balanced everything. I Instead of when I got shot down, man, or when things didn't go right,
Well, it
or
had to suck. Like the
of
girls be
course.
like, "Hey, I can't date you because you black, or
Well, yeah, of
you
course.
darker, or whatever they said."
But one thing, and like I said, my dad has taught us a lot. It goes back to my dad, man, and like I said, he's my rock. He's the
Yeah,
reason why I'm here and the person I am today.
one
I'll
time.
never forget his he showed us newspaper clippings. Um, and he's from North Carolina. He's from Monroe, North Carolina, and he showed us newspaper clippings of when crosses were burnt in his front yard.
Mm,
So my thing is this: is like, when it comes to that balance, what I mean is like, you know it could be 10 times worse. And that's what I mean by that. You got to balance it all. You get upset about some girl, you know what I'm saying
yeah.
no to you because maybe her family don't feel
Well, it's
comfortable
the
with you
why
dating her.
though. That's what I'm saying. It's the why. She could just say no. She think you ugly, lame, whatever. That's cool. That's
Right,
regular
right,
stuff.
right.
But when it's something that you can't control,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm saying. Because I had a girl tell me the same thing.
You're right.
And I'm from Birmingham, so my high schools and middle school was predominantly black. But like, when I was out, girl told me, in my neighborhood. She was like, "Nah, my dad would never let me talk to you." That's exactly what she said.
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
but I didn't, like you said, I didn't really fully understand it because I was a kid. Like you said, I was like,
Right,
what does she mean by that? And
right, right,
she
right.
like mentioned my hair. It's like, yeah, your hair not the right texture. It's
Yeah.
just because I guess you could be this light sometimes too. Because it's like when you mix, it's like you can go one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's
Mm-hmm.
extremely acceptable, and And there's always that dynamic. Before I forget, you be like, yes, it is better. Um, I guess being lighter toned, I guess a dark skinned
Absolutely.
person for sure.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
I guess I had to go to that too and accepting that. It's my own version of colorism, privilege, whatever you
Right.
want to call it. Yeah, but I found it funny. I guess I'll use Kaepernick or something as an example.
Okay.
If you look at Angela Davis, Kaepernick, a lot of
Okay.
people in history were lighter toned people. Not all of them, but just for me that I've seen. I'm sure there's way more. Counsel me, whatever you gotta do, but just for me, like it seems like we go a little bit harder because of that, involuntarily. It's like he's the one holding the fist up, light skinned brother with the afro.
Right.
It's crazy how it happens like that. I think that people do that have done that because of people have said, "Oh, man, you don't really get where I'm coming from. You can't just walk into the store. People automatically think blah 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 because I'm dark skinned." I get that. You also have other factors as well, how you dress, how you talk,
Right.
accents and stuff like that. A lot of light skinned dudes I know that have I guess fit that stereotype, got a lot more tattoos, try to do a lot of different things to make them
Right.
thuggish or rougher or whatever.
Right.
Um, it's just I guess it's whatever lens that you view yourself in and the environment you grow up in that
Right.
establishes a lot of that. I always use
Right.
an example of a guy named Ramsey. Probably never gonna listen to the podcast, but if you out there, what's up, bro? Guy named Ramsey Archibald. Real good friends, white guy, real good friends. Went to school together and everything. We always like. I would get home. I walk home from the bus stop. I can see the bus stop right now. I walk up the hill from the bus stop, take a left, you take a right, be at his house. So I would walk back to the crib, drop my stuff off, and go right to his house because his house was dope. Um, we played, it was cool, and I didn't think about the color dynamic of it until he left. So this other part, this particular story too is kind of on my journey of kind of realizing like, hey, you in Birmingham, hey, you in the South, you understanding. And so I went there one day. And I tell the story all the time. I think I've told it a bunch of times on here as well, but it was like a pivotal point I remember that I even talk about in therapy. It's like I went there, I was ready to play, knock on the door. This black family answered the door. And I was like, oh, the Archibalds don't live here anymore. All right. I was like, the dude left. So in my
Mm.
mind, obviously it sucked. But for me, thinking back on it, it's like, for one, I'm thinking that the friendship wasn't as serious, and you know what I'm saying. But for two, it's like, oh wow, because I was thinking back on it too. Like, he would never like really talk to me at school,
Right.
just after school, right? And so now I'm just like, oh wow, like that whole friendship was a lie, And it's weird, It's like, wow, I mean, and I'm still the lighter skinned person. I don't know.
Right. So I like that you talk about that because it's the why. You
Yeah,
gotta realize, man, one thing I learned being from Missouri, and like I said, I love my state, I love my
yeah,
family, I love my friends, is a lot of families, the girls that said no, the friend that wouldn't talk to you at school or would only talk to you on the bus. A lot of the families, you know, it's the families that are pushing that on them. They
mm-hmm.
just doing what they're told to do, which leads me to a conversation I had this morning, man. And it kind of, and I'll let you get back to it because
No,
I
you
seen your
good.
facial
No,
expression.
I'm just listening. I'm just
Yeah,
listening.
yeah. And I'm elaborate more on that, but it leads me to this morning. For instance, this kid called me and was like, "Hey," he texted me first. He's like, "Hey, I'm ready to join the army. I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to do
Mm-hmm.
that." I was like, "Okay, you still in high school?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." I was like, "Do you have your GED?" No. Do you have your high school diploma? No. So
What are we talking
what
about?
are so yeah, yeah, what are we talking about? Well, I'm ready to join the army now. Well, those are a requirement. You have to have them.
Mm-hmm.
And my thing that I took from this conversation is that one, virtual, he don't like virtual, so he's failing his classes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? Grow up and you need to adapt. You
Yeah,
ain't the
log
only one
in,
in
bro.
this world right now that got kids going to school virtually. You know what I'm saying? There's grown men and women that are at home working virtually. So, and then two, he's like, oh, well, I don't like school. Well, guess what? You talking about joining the military. It's amazing to me that everybody thinks that you just join the military and it's easy peasy,
It's a way out.
bro.
They don't know how real and disciplined the structure is gonna be until
Right.
they get there. Then it's too late.
And then I had to tell him, I was like, so you don't like school? I got it, right? Guess what? You need to get an education. You
Yeah.
think that in the military, you're not going to require to be getting an education? You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? You have to go to school eventually. Or if not, you're gonna stay at the bottom of the totem pole. Because
Yeah.
while you're saying, "Hey, I don't like school. I definitely don't want to do it online," somebody else is out there getting it.
Mhm.
So it goes back to where I wrap it around. Is like I feel like his family is like, "Oh, you're not doing good in school. Oh, you need to join the army or the military, and this is your
Mhm.
way out to a better, to be successful and da 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 da."
Yeah.
And and I honestly believe that that's the same thing, man. It's like a circle and it goes back around and around and around, man. Like it's the why. Why do people make decisions, or why do people, like that kid just didn't randomly text me this morning saying, "Oh, I want to join the army. I have no
Mhm.
GED or high school diploma." Who even told you about the army? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It answers that
Started
why.
somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And what it is I feel like it's a cop out for him. I feel like it's a cop out because it may be more beneficial for his family getting him out of there. Because right now we got a kid that's failing all his classes,
Mhm.
and rather than, I don't know, because when my kids be doing bad, which is very rare, bro, I'm on a different level. I don't play around. Like I
16
don't.
bean soup.
Nah, I don't go down. I ain't like my dad, but man, I hammer to them how important an education is
Yeah.
and how much opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's given in this world,
Mhm.
and I tell them, I was like, y'all gotta get education. You can't play sports. You out here doing all these practices, suicide
Mhm.
sprints. Why you out here putting in all this work to sit on the bench and go get your teammates water because your grades ain't up?
Ooh, ooh.
That's embarrassing, bro. That's
Yeah.
disrespectful. And then what happens if, what I'm saying, your team needs you? What if you are the best player? And all because you can't keep your grades up. You know what I'm saying? You hurt your
Well,
team.
that's what I be talking about, Joe. Like you look at stuff from such a like a holistic view. That's so rare. It seems so normal. It seems so normal to you. And I've
Hmm.
always thought that in the back of my head. I know it's the first time I've told you this, but it's just like you see the world differently. And so
Absolutely.
that's why your background is so important. It's like from where you came from, how you grew up, the surroundings that you were in, it made you who you are. It made you see the world differently. Your kids are gonna see the world the way you do, and it's
Right.
already gonna put them ahead of the game.
Yep.
Because we think completely different, 100%. I'm thinking
Yeah.
like
Oh
right
yeah.
now, because that's just my personality anyway. But I'm right now in your face, maybe a week down the line, but you're like, no, bro, like it's bigger than this. Even you
Yeah.
told me you ain't like going in, like being in recruiting, but it's still your job.
Yep.
Ultimately, it still supports your family. Ultimately,
Yep.
it's just something that you got to do. So
Yep.
instead of complaining about it, doing what you got to do, hey, I'm gonna knock these three
I
years
mean,
out. I'm gonna go back to what I was doing. You in the beginning, sure.
yeah. In the beginning, I
But
complained.
that's what I'm saying. I
But
tell people
yeah.
that all the time. Like, they're like, you always complain. I say, but am I doing the job?
Yes. That's all
You
that
know,
matters.
I
Am I
said, this
doing
is
the
how
job?
I just get through it. Let me do
Yep.
it my way. But kudos to
Venting ain't ever
you,
hurt nobody.
man. Kudos to you for just being like, for me, this that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm usually the person that people say that, man, you just so positive. Da, 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 da.
Hmm.
For me to say that to somebody else, I want to see like the only person, maybe one, two other people, maybe. But just for you naturally, just to have it, it almost seems like you're not real, bro. I'm being
Good,
honest.
bro.
It's crazy.
Nah, I
Like
feel you.
that's why I want to get people to see. Like it's people out there because people always be like, man, there ain't no good guys out there. Ain't no good guys with good hearts out there. Do guys still want to get married? Do you are guys still taking care of their children? Are guys not cheating? Like, yes,
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah, I feel like I hate to say this, but I mean I'm on social media a little bit, but
Yeah, you
man,
doing your
social
thing.
media,
Sucks.
it yeah, man, like I said, man, I remember when the girls that I did date or talk to, meeting their dad at the door. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? Now you
Mm-hmm.
got everybody weaseling between Snapchat
Yeah.
and all the social media aspects. You know what I'm saying? And I hate to say it, you got young kids and you have grown men and women,
Mm-hmm.
married, unmarried, whatever the case may be, and they didn't already had full-fledged whole conversations, whether it's good, bad,
Yeah.
rated R, whatever the case may be, and yet ain't nobody walked up to the door to meet the father of the daughter,
That's what
or
you
vice
talking about though. It
versa.
starts with the parents. Starts at
Yeah,
home.
or vice versa. We're wrapped up in we're so wrapped up in social media, and I'm a hypocrite too, man. I'm on social media too. Um, but one thing I don't do is like I don't, I just like I said, my wife she know the passcode to my phone. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm too grown to. to be out there playing around, messing around like that, you know. But
Yeah.
man, social media is, and it's changed the game, man. I mean, and even me, like, you know, there's small things, small gestures that I could get better at getting the door for my wife. You know what I'm saying? But I
See,
mean,
it's just consistent. I get the door for my wife, but she wanted me to do it every time, and I get it. I promise you, I get it, Mr. Williams, if you listening to this. So I get it. Where it's like every time, like we get out, go to Walgreens, come back in, gotta go, you go, you know, you every time at the door. And she's like, yes, that's how my dad did. So, okay, I got you. I do my best.
happy wife, happy life.
I don't believe in that. Nope, stop that. It's both.
It
It is
is
both.
absolutely. I know it is.
Happy,
It's,
happy spouse, happy house. There you go.
yeah, I agree with that. We talked about that before, actually.
That's what I'm so.
I
It's
was on my
guys
way
out
from El
here.
Paso when we
Yeah, it's
talked
guys
about
out
it.
here sleeping on the couch, bro. And
Yeah.
listen, I ain't finna cuss, but I will never sleep on my couch. I don't
But
care how bad it is.
that's because your personality will not never let you sleep on your couch. There's just
Never.
some people, yes, that's you though, but you know what? You different though. You know
But
what I'm
I'm saying
saying?
it shouldn't have to come today because then it's like I put my dog in the crate when he do bad, right? So I ain't no dog. I put him, you know, I put him. He's pee on the carpet the other day. He's housebroken and everything, right? But we were eating, watching TV on the couch. And he couldn't get on the couch at that point in time because we was eating. So he legit walked around the table, looked at us in our eyes, squatted and peed. I was like,
Mm.
oh, it's going down. So it was
Yep.
bad. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to let us know, right? But that's what the wife is doing. I'm gonna let you know you sleep on the couch. If you don't get your act together, blah, blah, blah. And you don't be by nothing. I can see if you cheating or you get, you know, something crazy, but it's like you didn't wash the dishes or you say I look fat
Oh
in
no,
the
I ain't sleeping
dress
on no couch.
or
Nah,
that's what
my
I
wife ain't
mean.
gonna have me on the couch over some dishes, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like what okay, you tell me then what act what act would cause her to put you on the couch? And you'd be like, all
I,
right, cool.
I don't think there's any act. I think it boiled down, and I wouldn't make it to the couch. My wife crazy, man. Um,
I'd rather
love her to
have
death,
that.
but she
At least we're
crazy.
gonna work it out. We're gonna fight it out, work
Hey,
it out. Nah.
look, man. If I my thing is like, look, honestly, grown men, grown women. At the end of
Yeah,
the day, it's all
exactly.
about compromising, man. It's all
Exactly.
about sitting down and talking.
Well, that's
It's
the
that's what
point.
it boils
That's
down
why the
to.
guys will sleep on the couch because there's no communication. Because if he could just talk through it, go through the whole thing, and put the energy in, hey, bro, you good? You work it out. We're not going to sleep angry, whatever. But most guys, that's what I'm
They
trying to
give
break
up,
through. Yeah, they give up. All right, man, whatever, and just draw
but
in,
at the
just
same
hold
time, and I
in.
know it goes both ways, but most guys that give up are and it goes both ways. Again,
Mm-hmm.
it goes both ways.
Yeah.
Most of the people that give up early are the people that are doing wrong to find themselves on the couch. Versus if
Mm.
you're not doing wrong, then why are you not fighting for something about not doing it wrong or doing wrong? So
Yeah.
I'll make it realistic. If I'm cheating on
Mm-hmm.
my wife catches me cheating.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think my wife is going to lay next to me in that bed that night?
Oh, no, then I guess you would deserve to be on the couch, but it
Okay.
has to be that
So,
extreme.
right. Now let's really, I got you. Now,
Right.
if I don't do the dishes, first of all, if me and my wife and somebody's arguing about who's sleeping on the couch over some dishes,
Yeah,
me and her
that's a
probably
whole
shouldn't
other
be together
problem for real.
we probably shouldn't be together in the first place, bro. And I'm just being 100% because there's so much more going on in the world today. Them dishes gonna get done either way. But don't nobody belong in no couch over some dishes, bro. It's not that serious.
And I'm not the most you know manliest. Well, I'm not saying manliest man. I'm not the most like marriages type guy. I'm not a marriage
Right.
guy at all. Like I'm married. I'm learning. But
Hmm.
I've taken a lot of notes. It's a benefit being the youngest out of 5 children, and
Right.
having uncles and other men that I've had the privilege to be under to listen at church and things like that, to how to really like be a man and like set the tone in your house. Like legit, like we have superpowers. I always talk about superpowers. Men
Yep.
have natural God given superpowers that God made men a particular way to set the tone in their house. So if you come home angry or a crew made you mad, whatever, it's for some reason everybody's gonna be on edge. It's stuff to start happening wrong because you angry. You come home angry, down the wife angry. Like the kick the cat syndrome or something, right?
Right.
Not a you know what I'm talking about. I ain't gonna go through the
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
thing. And so like but it's getting men to notice the power that we have and to not
Right.
abuse it. Cause some men notice it. Oh, I'm the man. You supposed to no relax. Hey, chill, bro.
Chill out.
Use your
Absolutely.
powers for good, not evil. Don't be a villain. But at the
Right.
same
Right.
time, when you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing, and that's where I always come in at. When I'm paying the bills and I'm handling business and I'm out here acting right, I'm being a great representation in my marriage, my family, whatever.
Absolutely.
Then I can say, hey, like I just text my wife just now. It's something so simple. She's downstairs. It's out the pocket, but I was like, can you come put the fan on because it's hot? I just texted her, right, and she can't. She gave me a little hard time. I'm shouting you out, listening to this, babe. She gave me a little hard time. She came in here, gave me a face, but it's nothing for her to do that because I'm always holding it down, and vice versa.
Right.
I would
Right.
do the same thing
Absolutely.
for her, and that's what you go ahead.
And I no, you're dude. You just hammer nailed it.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Then
man.
you
If
can
you do
talk
what
your
you're supposed
mess
to
because
do,
you handling your
yes,
business. Yeah.
absolutely. When you do what you're supposed to do, bro, things are gonna come back.
Mhm.
Like it's gonna work both ways. Like
It's more than
she
finances,
don't,
though.
yeah, absolutely,
I'm
absolutely.
talking to
It's
the
all
old
about
school though. Right.
balance. Yeah, it's about balance, bro. You do your part, and it's more than finances. You're absolutely
Mhm.
right. You do your part as a great, loving husband,
Mhm.
and guess what? Your wife gonna do her part, man. Why? Because at the end of the day, they know, and at the end of the day, man. It's
Mhm.
all about balance, man. And if that's anything that I learned from my previous marriage, like I said, I'm not perfect. I had a lot of hiccups in my previous marriage. I was young, um, made some mistakes. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, because as of right now, I feel like her relationship, and this is my ex-wife, her
Mhm.
relationship with her new husband, I feel like due to our learning experiences
Made them
from the
better.
mistakes we both had made early in our relationship,
Uh-huh.
it has made her find the right person, and it has also did the same thing for me. So my
Mm.
mindset, man, is like any and everything I do now is learning. You learn from it. You know what I'm saying? It's
Mhm.
like making a bed, bro. It's easy to make a bed. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But guess what? What happens when a blanket twists the wrong way? You learn to remake it. And I know that's a
Mhm.
horrible analogy, but
That's
my
cool. I
point
got
is that my point is that is if you take everything you do in life, and although it's because we do have emotions, we are human beings,
Mhm.
and you use it as a learning experience, man, it makes life so much easier. And I think that's the reason why my wife, my relationship was for 10 years with my ex, and my relationship has been, I'd say, 3 years that me and my wife have been together and doing
Yeah.
everything now. And bro, we are so much farther ahead
Mhm.
in my 3 year relationship than where I was at in my 10 year. And I think between age, learning, and experience, that's the reason why there's a difference. And so that's the way I look at that, man. I mean, it is what it is,
Yeah.
but I just use it as like a learning experience. Leave it at
Another
that.
thing, another thing I want to talk about. I was
Mm-hmm.
watching a show. I was watching a show called Big Mouth. You ever heard of Big Mouth on
Mm-mm.
Netflix? Oh, it's a terrible show. It's so dope,
Yeah.
but it's. I mean, it's like rated X. Like
Oh, is
it's
that bad?
bad. It has great
Mm.
stories though, but it's. So there was this episode about this girl. I think her parents. Let me see. Her dad was black. Her mom was white, and she was like struggling with her identity. All right.
Okay.
So she met this other guy, black dude, who he called himself teaching her how to operate. When we'll get to this point in a second. So he had like it's a cartoon show, but it's a crazy. You got to watch. You don't watch it around your children at all. For one.
All right, I
Um.
got you.
So he picked up his sleeve. He had like this little nozzle, or this little switch, kind of like you see on a washing machine. It's called code switching. You ever heard
Okay.
of that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. My wife's actually doing early elementary education for bilingual and code switching. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of her topics that she's actually talked about.
Well, so yeah,
So
the guy's girlfriend was like white, and so he would, I guess, for lack of better words, dumb his blackness down. Yeah, girl, I got you. Kind of be like the white-ish kind of boy. And then he'd be around his homeboys. Hey, what's up, man?
yep,
Da-da-da-da.
trying to be
And then
somebody who's not.
and then he go around the teacher. Hi, Mrs. Smith. He
Hmm.
always just switching. So I feel like there's two valid arguments to that because in the environment that we're in, I feel like code switching would be good because it's like I'm not just gonna be a certain type of way. Because okay, I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this, but I got, you know what I'm saying. So it's like,
Yeah, yeah.
because people will say we woke, we good now. I understand, like, but just for to make it simple for the conversation, like I'm not gonna act black. Okay, and no, we're not a monolith. I know you can't act black. I get that. Everybody's different, but y'all know what I'm talking about. All right,
Right.
so whatever. So I'm not just gonna be my true, authentic, even though I mostly do. So I know tech talk. Anyway, to the cop, because I'm gonna be 10 and 2. I'm gonna have my stuff. Yes, sir. No, sir. I ain't gonna be like, what's up, bro? I ain't gonna do none of that.
Right.
I'm just gonna thank you, officer. Yes, officer. Because I ain't trying to get shot. Right. Now and then I'm not gonna go to the teacher and be like, and just be all relaxed because I'm trying to get this grade. You know, everybody has their, so you code switch. I feel like everybody kind of does it, but it's
Right.
not to the point to where you're losing yourself to where you're not being yourself, and
Right.
that's the thing. And so go ahead.
I was just gonna say I feel like there's a time and place for everything. And I
I'm
understand
in
the whole code
between.
switching.
Oh,
I got you with the code switching, but there's a time and place for everything.
but not
So
changing like your vernacular and the way you speak, I guess, right? Or
first of all, if you wrong, you first of all you need to reevaluate yourself. If you have to be cool at one place and then try to change your whole outcome to be cool with the
but I could be
homies.
like, "Hey Joe, what's up, man? What how you doing? How the fam?" But I ain't gonna talk like that to my teacher or to
No,
to
and
my
I
grandma.
understand that.
But
That's why I'm saying it's a time and
okay.
place for everything. Because I mean, it's kind of like respect. That's the bet. That's that word, right? Respect. You got to give it to get it,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's
Yeah.
like a teacher. You know what I'm saying? You already know her job is to do what?
Teach.
Teach.
Yeah.
So an influential person, you should give them the respect because at the end of the day, you know what her job is. It's to teach you or have you be more successful in whatever subject. Now,
Mm-hmm.
let's refer back to my homeboys. Obviously, you got to change it up. You can't be proper. Oh, hey, Mr. Johnson. Hey, welcome to math class today. You know what I'm saying? There's a time and place for everything. That's what I meant by
Well, it is okay. So you explained it way better than I did. Okay, so the girl, I'm gonna keep the story going. So the
that. Go ahead.
girl went to her. She went back to her black side family. She went to like
Okay.
some little party with her black side, and they were all, "What's up? Da da da. You know, let's play some spades, whatever." Right. So she didn't know how to act because she was kind of raised up, for lack of better words, in a white environment.
Okay.
Okay, how I'm
It's
supposed
funny
to
you say
say
that
that?
because I got a story for you.
I'm trying to provide tact and then no tact talk because it's a sensitive topic.
Hey, but it's no tech talk.
You
Remember,
right.
it's no
So
tech talk. So you gotta
yeah,
keep it. You gotta keep it. You know, you gotta keep it real, man. That's what we do. Keep
I
it
just want
in
to make
real.
sure people know because
Okay.
everybody don't know me or listen to this that like I get it, but for the sake of the conversation. So anyway, she was the one of her cousins was like, "No, man, I'm code switching," because they was talking about that because the boy he
Mhm.
was still with her. The boy was like, "No, I got to code switch because da da da." And she was like, "I don't never code switch. I don't never do this. I let
Mhm.
people see how I am." So then the girl knocked on the door. It was a white girl knocked on the door. I guess it was like her girlfriend or her friend or whatever. "Oh, hey, honey, how you doing?" And so she played into the black role of black and white friendship, what we see all the time, right?
Right.
She played and she like um what was she saying? But she was like being that token black person, pretty much.
Okay.
She wasn't being so uncomfortable for the
Aggressive
white
or
girl. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Like, and then, but everybody else looking like, dang, you were just talking about not code switching, and then the white girl show up and now you switched up, right? And so it's like it's getting people to understand, like, because you explained it perfectly, but don't do that. For like a
Absolutely.
bit, it's like be yourself at the same time. Like we find it's almost involuntary sometimes. We find ourselves changing in these environments or like not talking the way we usually talk just to make other people feel comfortable, and it's really supposed to be the other way around. We're supposed to make ourselves, we're supposed to be comfortable in every situation we in. Yeah, job
Right.
interview, yeah, police officer, whatever. But if it's just like a friend, like you supposed to get me,
Right.
right?
Right. And that's like I said, man. It goes back to that a time
Yeah,
and
that
place for
story.
everything. Yeah. So my story, man. So obviously, being from the area I'm from, you know what I'm saying. I didn't grow up around a lot of blacks. You know what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say I went with the code switching. I guess you could call it code switching. We'll see. I'll let you make that
But
judgment
as a
afterwards.
kid, that's what I'm saying. If you grow up in an environment,
Yeah.
is it wrong?
No. Absolutely not.
It's all
Because
you
at the
know.
end of the day, one, that's all you know, and two, you just trying to fit in.
Yeah.
So it goes back to say this in high school, I wore Hollister, I wore the
Mm-hmm.
American Eagle, you know what I'm saying? I dressed in what this world would so called be
White.
preppy
Oh.
slash white.
Okay.
I
Okay.
wouldn't say, I mean, even, I mean, I don't know, man.
I
You
wore
go
American
ways too.
Eagle, but I ain't wearing no Hollister though. Hollister
I
is
mean,
dark
it's all the
side.
same. At the end of the day, man, it's a
I,
name brand, bro. Nikes,
but
Adidas, Reebok.
but you
It's
ain't gonna
all
see
a
no white
brand.
person out here, no FUBU or no True Religion, unless they
Just
trying to
depend. I mean,
perpetuate the stereotype.
I've seen it, but it just depends, man. I mean, I've seen some
Okay.
white people with baggy stuff.
That's some. It goes both ways on both sides. Like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
call them,
but
what is it, wiggers or whatever people be calling
yeah,
people
yeah,
trying to
but
just do a certain type of thing.
what I found myself doing in college when it was bigger city, larger, is I
Mm-hmm.
had a little bit more swag. I had the Puma, the Echo. You know what I'm
Smooth,
saying?
smooth.
So I
When was that break though? So when did you start to see like, oh wow, like okay,
oh, at college for sure.
okay.
At college for sure, man. College was, man, it was. I went up to Springfield, Missouri. I was at Ozark Technical Community College, man, and it
Mm-hmm.
was, like I said, it's crazy because all the things I dealt with when I was
Mm-hmm.
in the small town areas, it was nothing like that in the larger cities.
Was there like an identity crisis moment?
Um, no, because I was already liked. You gotta realize I was very popular and everything, man. The only thing I couldn't do was date people, man. That's
Mm.
really it. I was popular. I was really good at basketball. My grades were
Well, coming
good.
from high school to college is what I'm saying. You say you saw a
Um,
bunch of different type of people. So
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah, it's a variety of people. So Springfield, Missouri, great town,
mm-hmm.
bunch of colleges up there. Yeah, man. No, I was up there, and man, bro. It's crazy. I was getting more attention. It was crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? I was going out. I had a blast when I went to college up there.
Mm-hmm.
It was different, night and day difference, man.
Like what?
And I mean, just a simple the way people reacted, and it goes to the city versus the country. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing. Like a lot of and I hate to say this, but I'm gonna reference it because we are on the No Tech Talk podcast.
Yes,
A
sir.
lot of white girls before now you can't date were them same white girls that was hollering
Mm-hmm.
when you was in college. You know what I'm saying? Mom and dad ain't there to tell me what I can or can't do.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
So, but
You
then
go
I
ahead.
feel like I'm their experience. I got it bad. I'm be honest with you. I think the worst all the time. That's one of the things I'm more trying to work on. Like
But
then I think like I'm just their black experience.
I mean, it
And
is
we're
what
the
it
easier
is.
route because we're a lot of tone. Don't get me wrong. I had my whatever. But that's what I'm saying. When I really start getting into this, into who I
Hmm.
was and my culture, my dynamic, it's like and I have to work on it. I really do. I'll be the first to tell people. I really have to work on like how I perceive things. But am I wrong for just assuming like if a white girl want to talk to me, I ain't gonna be old experience. I heard my homegirl, she's gay. And she's been that way for a long time. And she said girls will come talk to her or try to kiss her or whatever. She's like, hey, are you really gay? Or you just trying to have a gay experience? 'Cause I ain't your test dummy.
Mm.
That's what she'll say. And I feel the same way. Like I ain't okay. I've had one girl say, I always wanted to talk to a black guy. I'm like, okay. I thought you just thought I was cool. you know?
But one thing, hey, so one thing I'm gonna tell you, man,
Yeah.
and you know me, I see it for it being bigger than what it really is.
Yeah.
The same experiences that you got as an African American,
Uh-huh.
flip it and reverse it. There's white folks out there that deal with it too.
Like
There's
what?
white
What?
folks out there, yes,
Deal with
yes,
what?
that deal with vice versa. So, like
I
you
need an
said,
example.
I got you. So you said
Okay.
a white girl. You said a white girl's like, "Hey, I've always wanted to talk to a black guy."
Uh-huh.
Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. There's black girls that have never talked to white guys and have did the same thing. Hey, I've always wanted to see what a white guy, what he's about. And it happens. Why? Because if you look at the relationships across the world versus with our specific areas, there's black and white relationships too. There's
Yeah, for
black
sure.
women with
Nothing wrong with
white
that.
men. So I'm saying like it's not always about the white girls just chasing the black guys because there's black girls chasing there's
But
black girls chasing the white guys
historically speaking, the black woman has always been on the lower of the totem pole, right?
to the
And so
white guy.
to society. That's what I'm saying. So
That's a good
like
answer.
there's not
Why? Why?
I'm not taking it back to slavery, but we can start there if you want. You know what I'm saying? Like they've
So
always. I will give it. I think they deserve to be able to say that and then not be like a thing.
okay,
I 100%. I could be wrong, but like I feel like black women deserve to do whatever they want to do. For however they do it, call them wrong. It ain't gotta make sense.
right.
It don't, Joe. It don't.
Hey,
That's
I,
because historically speaking, almost in every environment, down to the hair, the skin tone, the way they talk, angry black woman, whatever you want to put on it, they've always been the lowest on the totem pole. White man, white woman, black man, black woman, down to
okay.
the earliest back.
I was
I
just
get that
my
though.
point I was making is that it goes both ways.
I
Now,
don't
when
think
it
so.
comes to, I mean, you wouldn't have black women with white men
Everybody
then.
wants to have an experience, but like I feel like there's a sincerity. If for me, I could be wrong. There's a sincerity, like a black woman just wanting to know because she might feel like, man, these black guys in my environment acting crazy, so I'm just gonna try something different. It's curiosity. But for a white woman, like you said, from their parents, why is it so taboo? Why is it? Why am I your experience? Because I'm thinking their parents have told them like you experience. I ain't finna talk to no black dude. You can't talk to no black dude because I ain't have my white girl, my white daughter, talk to no black man. Right. So once they get to their college, now like we're free. Just because my dad told me I couldn't do it, I'm gonna go find me the lightest black man I can find. It's
And
cool.
and watch what I do because, like I said, I see things bigger when what they really are. You know how alcohol, I'm referred to it. You know how you're 18 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
You ain't supposed to drink till what age?
21.
What is everybody trying to do in high
Come
school?
on, no, man,
Nope,
you can't
stop,
say
wait.
that.
Hey, stop. Let me
There's no
finish.
history behind
Hold
alcohol
on,
oppressing
hold
a
on.
whole.
Hold on. No, I got you, but I'm gonna tie it back into this
Okay.
because you saying that the white girls like my point is this is that when you're told you can't do something,
Right.
that tends to be the motivation to go out and do something
But the
because you've
black
been
parents weren't
told.
telling the black female that they couldn't talk to a white boy. Now I'm sure there are stories out there where they wouldn't like it if you brought the white boy to the cookout, but they would still.
Absolutely, and I
But
just about to
no,
say that.
but as a people, we're told to be accepting. So I'll give you a great example.
Okay.
We, why is it that we have to know about ACDC, but they ain't got to know about Master P? Right? Why is it that we have
That's a
to
good
be
one.
cultured and know about all the rock bands and Green Day or your favorite rock band, country music, whatever, right? Because we're supposed to open ourselves up because we're the angry black man, angry black woman. We're the ones
Right.
trying to come up, make it, or be in these corporate environments. But they ain't got to know nothing about us. It's a white dude, white weatherman dancing. You see that dude on Facebook doing all these little woes and everything, but that ain't cool. You know,
I agree.
he did one little
I
dance on the news station one day. Now he got like 1 million followers. But see some tall, lanky white man dancing with these black children, getting a check off of black culture.
okay. I
Come
agree
on,
with you on
man.
that. No, I agree with you on that. I mean, you know me, man. I just when it comes to the black and white, man, I sit back
That's why
and
you're
it's
special.
I just sit back and I've seen it, man. I've seen it. My dad, like I said, my dad has newspaper clippings and burnt crosses in his yard. So my dad could tell you stories for days on and all that. But growing up in a predominantly white place and being told no, it I guess it just opened my eyes and had me grow up differently, man.
Well, that's what I'm trying to
I'm
get
not
to your
saying it's right.
mindset. No,
I'm
I'm
not
trying to get to a place to where I can to be neutral, to give people the benefit of the doubt. And it's not like I'm racist or nothing, but it's just like I
yeah,
can't trust.
no, absolutely.
It's like because I can't trust you because of
Right.
history, current
Right.
history, not just slavery. We're talking
Right.
about yesterday.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like, and I think there's a certain amount of caution that we need
yeah.
to have as a people that they don't have. That they have a privilege of not having to worry about that. That's all I'm
And I
saying.
agree. And I
But
agree with
to
you.
your point, I'm not trying to talk over you nothing.
No,
To
you
your
good.
point, that's why I said in the beginning is that you look at things completely different. That's what I'm trying to get to because I know it hinders me. It cripples me to a certain extent because I can't give people the benefit. And ultimately, I'm a Christian man. I talk about all the time. I have the scriptures and everything like that,
Absolutely.
right? I'm supposed to look at people from a place of love, from a place of like how Jesus saw people, and that's how
Right.
I know that you view everybody. You have to show me. You tell me all the time. Like, I'm gonna let people show me how they gonna act, right? I don't have that naturally. I
Right,
don't.
right.
And so that's
Well,
why I think people need to be more like you because you got that.
yeah, and I mean, like I said, we're in a world, man. This world's messed up, man. I mean,
Yeah.
it's messed up. I feel like I don't know, man. Decisions that are made for what's best for the individual versus what's
Mm-hmm.
best for the world. Just like look at this recent election, man. Like it was
What you think
crazy,
about
bro.
that? What you think about that?
Man, I hate to say
First
it.
black vice president, female.
I'm happy about that. I'm
Yeah.
happy about that. I'm happy about Obama. But what I'm not happy about is the way they got there.
How they get there?
I don't feel so. Obviously, I wrote a paper. You know me, I have a degree and everything. So my thing is like, and it goes back to what you were saying about the black females being at the bottom of the totem pole.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that. How can I put this? I don't like that black females, Obama, black male, is being voted in because we're at a point in history to where like we need to have an African American. Like
Mm.
Obama is like he is way better than the other candidate was, and I
Right.
think it's McCain. Like, so why is it about black and white? He's better, hands down. So why is it that society, i.e., social media, makes it
Yeah.
about that? You know what I'm saying? So that's my problem is because the world is so separated and everybody is all we keep doing, just like this election.
Uh-huh.
You know, everybody will say it, right? And not you per se, but I'm happy we got Kamala Harris as the vice president.
Yeah.
But people will say that the only reason why people voted for Biden was because of Kamala Harris. What?
Yeah.
Why is there the why though? How
I
about
I
maybe because they're the better?
no, because you're black.
Why? So is that
I don't
wrong or right?
because
So
you look at the history of presidents and vice
I got you.
presidents. And as I'm saying, unless you're around killing folks, right? So it's
No.
like we need for one a female, but for two, we
Yep.
need
Absolutely.
black people in office.
I got you, and I agree with you.
And I
But
think
my
that
question
that's enough.
is,
That is enough.
why?
That's enough.
Why is
Cause
it
she
that
black. Cause she black. I don't care if her Timberlands was trash when she got out the plane. I saw that too. I don't
that's
care.
messed up?
It's cause she
You
black.
better stop, bro. She got a whole
Because she a
closet
black
full.
queen in the White
Absolutely,
Off in the White House, and I think that's enough.
absolutely. But
I
my
get your
problem,
point, but you're thinking, you're
here's
thinking
my
like a
problem.
white man right now.
I'm not though.
And
I'm
I'm gonna
not
tell
though.
you
My
why.
problem.
Because they always say that it's not because they're black. It's because they're the best person, or I didn't treat you that way because you were black. It's because you didn't do what the rules said. The rules clearly no. You know in your heart of heart that you had some microaggressions growing up that caused you to get to this moment to think that the black
Mhm.
person did it over the white person. You weren't even there for the situation. Come on, Joe. And
No, but
sometimes it's
you ain't.
okay.
I don't. Hey, I'm completely happy that Biden then
I'm
won the
ecstatic
election. I am too. The
because
world.
Biden ain't got long, Joe.
I know he
I'm
doesn't.
gonna make.
Hey, I know he doesn't. But again, man, my problem is this. My problem is this, bro. Why is it got to be about that though? Like I'm
Because
happy
it's
for
never
them,
been about that.
but here's my thing though.
It's
It
never
goes back.
about. Go
You
ahead.
know
I'm
what I
sorry.
thought about this election?
What?
Bloods versus Crips, bro.
And don't get me wrong. We got Biden, his history crime bill. We obviously
No,
Trump.
no, 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 no. That
What you
ain't even
mean?
that. I don't care about that.
What you mean
That's all
then?
it is. Bloods versus Crips, bro. It's the world. Hey, who's better, Biggie or Pac? You know what I'm saying?
How
It's
come they?
Bloods versus, huh?
You saying how come they both can't just be good?
Why can't we come like at the end of the day? Why can't somebody be winning just like they deserve to win and not have all the extra accolades on why they won? Oh, the only reason why they won is because they're black. No, they
So
won because they're the better party.
I
And
get
if they and maybe because we do need a female. You know what I'm saying? That my
yeah.
problem, man, is that everything is so labeled, bro, and that's what drives me insane. Obama only won because he was black. Have you heard some of them speeches Obama said?
Well, that's the thing. People are realizing about that how we already know about like Martin Luther King. Like there was stuff that
Hmm.
he did that we don't obviously all agree with. There was stuff that Obama had to do because he talks about it in his book. He talks about
Yep.
that in interviews. He's extremely vocal now, which is weird.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah, yeah.
he tells people like, bro, like I was the first one. One he, you know what I'm saying? Ain't like he was mixed too. You know, I think he was he ain't mixed with something else anyway, right?
I think
So
he was. Yeah.
yeah, so it's like I had to like chill. My first 2 years, I had to like work around it, work with some. I had to kind of get in, and so
Hmm.
now it's becoming more of a thing. Now we got a black vice president, but we just need history to be on our side to make it even like that.
And
That's
I
all
think
I'm
we're,
saying.
and I
We're not
think, and I
used to
hope
seeing
we're,
people in these elections, primaries of like that look like us. It's always an old white man.
yeah. And
you
I
know,
think, and I hope, I think, and I hope that we're getting somewhere, man. I honestly do,
you
because
thinking
at the
like
end of the
100
day,
years in the future though.
I know, bro, but I'm a very optimistic person, man. I can walk around with all this negativity about what the world's gonna be like for the next 3 or 5 years, but bro, at the end of the day, I want to hope and I want to be optimistic. Why? Because it's just like the military, man. You know what I'm saying? You and me both right now. We are recruiting
Yeah.
the leaders for coming up. You know what I'm saying? So me, I look at it from my kids' standpoint. I have two
Mm-hmm.
kids, so I'm looking at for what's best for them. Like it's crazy when my kid is at this time when all this whole racial injustice.
Yeah.
10 years old, bro, and at 10 years old and 8 years old, man. And every time you turn on the TV, it's black or it's white. You know what I'm saying? And at that age, my
Yeah.
son started leaning more towards the black side, which is great, outstanding. But why
Yeah.
is it he has to choose a side? Why is he choosing at that age?
Because of
You know what I'm
what?
saying?
Because the society is gonna view him as black.
Right. I agree with that. But why he shouldn't have to choose based off of arguments, discussions, burning buildings and
I think
everything
he
like
has to
that.
choose because society is gonna choose for him.
But again, it goes back to he shouldn't be choosing at the age of 10, bro, or
I
8
think
years
I
old.
think so. I think when you
You
want
think
you,
so?
I don't have children. I always give that thing. So yeah, I could be absolutely wrong. That dog going in back there. Anyway,
You hear my dog?
What kind of dog is that?
She's a mastiff slash
Jesus.
German Shepherd.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
yeah,
That's a beast. Anyway,
yeah.
I forgot what I was saying.
No, so we were talking
No,
about
yeah. So
my
they're
boys.
at the age of understanding. Like you hold them accountable for their grades, sports, things like that. So they
Mhm.
understand right, wrong, the world, well, parts of the world, even how coach treats them, how dad treats them. They understand like environments, social cues, right? So when they go to a place, like a skating rink or something, and they have a white friend, and they wondering why the white friend didn't get in trouble, but they did for doing the same thing. That's a conversation. They're at the age to where they can do things like that, in my opinion, right?
Right, right, right,
So it's your job, in my opinion, to let
right,
them know to have those conversations, the black conversations, especially when they start driving and getting pulled over. Why did Jimmy didn't get in trouble, but I did, and
right,
up to you, I feel like, to educate them on that, but not to be so
right,
neutral. That's what I'm
right.
saying, because we're changing as a world. We're getting slowly better, but as of right now, I mean, the list is endless. Ahmaud Arbery, you know what I'm saying? Breonna
Yeah,
Taylor, right? And so it's like they have to know. They gotta understand the world they're growing up in. And you
right.
can
But
wish for a better future, but while I'm wishing, I'm still getting still getting discriminated against.
right, right, right. Absolutely. No, and I agree with you. I agree with you on that. And I think I go above and beyond when it comes to that because again, the reason why I'm here today, again, I'm telling you, I come from Missouri. I come from them
Mm-hmm.
podunk woods,
I
and
understand.
my dad is dark. My dad is as dark as this hoodie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the life lessons he's taught me is he actually taught me to not technically lean to one side, but I'm always gonna be black, but you need to understand where you come from and you
Mm-hmm.
need to understand the other side. It goes back to my conversation of there's a time and a place for everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like you said earlier, like if the cop, a cop pulls you over, yes, officer, no officer. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a time and place for everything. My dad has had that conversation with me. Like, hey, don't be acting an ass, or you know what I'm saying, don't be
Mm-hmm.
pushing your limits to entice the cop
Yeah.
because I don't want to get shot either.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it goes. It like I said, I think it's all about understanding everything versus what social media does. I think the culprit here is social media, bro. And I believe
Well,
honestly,
then no,
and it goes back.
you go back to these groups before social media, like you said, is how
Right, right,
everybody
right,
was raised. So if you was back in the day before a computer or a phone was even established, if your son or my son go hang out with a white dude, I feel like they need to have their own conversation with that white dude and be like, hey, bro,
right,
when
right,
it
right,
come down to it, you have, for one, you have to understand that you have white privilege. And for me, this I'm gonna tell my children, if anything, if you're a white friend, which I'm perfectly fine with, you
right,
know, doesn't understand that they have a privilege, don't be friends with them, because then they're naive and they will get you killed.
right. I agree
Okay,
with
for
that.
one. For two, they need to use that white privilege for good. You need to be a superhero, not a super villain. Use it for good. And if y'all are ever in a sticky situation, which you probably will be, they need to handle it.
Right,
You know, chill things out. Oh, it's cool, everything's fine, because they're going to be looked at as a less aggressive person
right.
rather than your son. And then, isn't your wife Hispanic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that's like double.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? How even we view people sometimes. I had this guy named Marco, man, I was gonna put in, and I had to have a whole conversation with him just by being a minority, because he grew up in one of the bad parts of Austin. He was just doing this for his mom, trying to hold it down. He was like, yeah, man, it's rough. Being Hispanic, growing up, people always looking at me different because I ain't had no green card. And I got my green. It's a whole thing, right? That's a whole different dynamic.
Right.
And so they got both. That's two sets of minorities in one person, and it's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of understanding they had to get from their mom and from their dad, and it's like a lot. And I feel like obviously don't get them with trauma or just let them just send them out into the world not knowing nothing. But at the same time, they gotta know, like, hey, this is you got a bunch of stuff to work out, man. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
No, absolutely.
So
I agree. I agree. I
yeah.
don't know, man. When it comes to the race, it's unfortunate, man. It's a subject that I don't like to talk about.
Oh, I'm sorry. My
Obviously,
bad.
no, you good. You good. It's a subject. It's just one of those subjects, man. I just don't think we ever gonna find a happy place with it anytime soon, man.
That's why we got
You know what
Jesus,
I'm saying?
Joe. That's why we
No,
got Jesus.
I know, man. I know. Like I consider my best friend. He white. You know what I'm saying? He'd be the first
Yeah,
one there in a heartbeat for me.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
something happens to my family, anything, he gonna be there for
Well,
me.
he's an
You know what I'm
ally,
saying?
but did it not take time? Did you not have any inkling in the back of your head when y'all was getting to know each other? Or you just automatically
Well,
had it because how you grew up.
we had it because of how I grew up.
Okay, because
Because
for
you got to
me, you
realize
got to
some of
prove
my
it to me.
yeah, yeah, but you got to realize also I'm from a small area to where
Mm-hmm.
everybody knows everybody. So everybody knows everybody. If I go to and walk to my old high school
Is
gym
he
right
from
now,
that place?
he from there too. We
Oh,
known each
okay,
other since the
okay,
third grade. Yeah.
okay. See,
So that's
that's
what I'm
different,
saying.
Joe. That's different. You talk about the 1%.
Okay. Okay. So what are you talking about then?
I'm
Talk to
talking
me.
about if I go out and meet a white person, even at church, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
My pastor. I'm one of the youth group leaders for church. And
Yeah. Yeah.
the youth minister guy, Pastor White. He was even on here. I even had Joe on here, another Joe named Joe Camper. He's definitely an ally. I don't even think we got into the race conversation, but he's cool. We talked to him. I talked to him everything, and I could tell.
Hey
Uh,
Google, stop.
okay, hey Google. One time for
My
the iPhone.
apologies.
Now you good. But no, I talked to them and I slowly vetted them in my own personal way. Like, hey bro, what's up? What you about? Let me see. We best friends and I'm like, he cool. If I see him, like I feel like I could trust him. But I had to get to that point, for both of them, right? And so there it has to be like a conversation you have in my opinion, like, bro, like, hey, you with me? We good? You gonna code switch with your white friends if I come around? Are you gonna be like,
Talking
I
bad
think about
about
I
me.
think that's what I'm saying, because his
Got you.
white friends could be a certain type of way,
Mm-hmm.
but if that guy's supposed to be cool, oh no, man, we ain't about that here, right? So his white friends would be cool with him, but once I come around, and then it's like it's different, and now he acting brand new because he don't want to lose his white friend, and then it's a competition,
I
you
think
know.
that falls. I think that falls back on you too. For the simple fact, hold on, hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. So I feel like I don't know, man, because everybody calls me Friendly Joe, bro. It could be somebody, you know me, you know me, you
Yeah,
know
yeah,
me, know me.
yeah.
I could talk to anybody.
Me too.
It doesn't matter,
But
and
do
you
I
can too.
trust anybody?
But that's
That's
my
the
point, and
thing.
that's what I'm saying. It falls back on you. first of all, I don't when I'm talking to people, first of all, I don't know you like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying? I'll talk to you,
Just in general.
but I'm not gonna give you the benefit of the doubt to where I even got to decide whether I trust you or not. That's to be earned over time, and I'm talking about a
Mm-hmm.
long period of time. And so I see what you're saying. You're looking at you saying it more on the aspect of, hey, looking out for your own personal back, like looking out for your backside.
Yeah.
Me, I'm saying it as, yeah, no, you absolutely got to have your guard up at all times. But we may be cool in person now.
Mm-hmm.
That don't mean we cool later. I don't
Right.
know you. I don't know who you talk to. I don't know if you around there waiting to jump on me afterwards.
Facts.
So that's why I keep it like you said in general.
Mm-hmm.
And it falls back on you. I say that for the simple fact of, first of all, if you're already walking, it's kind of like the mentality like this. If you're already walking in and hoping or thinking or assuming that they're out to get you,
Mm-hmm.
it's not gonna work out well
Well,
for
it's
you.
not that to get me. It's just I gotta just watch. So if I would feel way better. This could be bad. So I feel way better walking to a room full of black folks than I do full of white folks. I just
Right,
feel
right,
way
right.
more comfortable because they're my people. And the
And
black
that's
folks could
cool.
all be robbers and bank whatever trying to kill me. I wouldn't know that because this is what I'm not genetically, but I'm society.
What you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. No, and that makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense.
Mm.
You're
But
comfortable.
if I'm gonna talk to you and be cool, you can be cool for the moment. Yeah, it was a cool little party, but if it goes anywhere past that, then we had to have that conversation because I can't
Absolutely.
even be seen with you, bro. I'm like, hey
Yeah.
man, you for me or you not? We good? We good? We here? I need to know we here. Anyway, so I know
You
we've been
good?
talking. Oh, you good?
Nah, that's my wife. She
Oh,
getting
what
up.
up? Tell us, say what's up. Tell her we are live.
Hey, he says, "What's up?" Tell her we are live. She started laughing.
We were just talking about you. No,
We,
I
I
know
mean, like I said, man, I honestly think, man, I don't know. I just look at things differently, bro.
that's
And
good. That's a
me and
good
you
bro.
have we have some deep conversations, man. And I think it's all about the person, and I think that's why me and you get along so well.
Mm-hmm,
It's because you and I have already stated it. We don't see eye to eye on things.
mm-hmm.
What I'm saying, but we don't let that be the reason why we separate our friendship.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
As where others do that. And you know what I'm saying? So I honestly feel, I mean, I don't know, man. If I talk to a white person, I don't know, man. And it might just be because where I'm from and the way I was brought up, bro.
It is 100%.
Um, it's yeah, and tell me. I mean, I might be wrong. Shoot, I don't know, man. But
No,
I talk to
that's the
everybody and give everybody the benefit of the doubt
I
before
do
I shut
too.
my door.
But that's what I'm saying. If I'm gonna call you friend,
Yeah, yeah. That's a
that's the
title, bro.
thing.
That's a title, bro.
If
Like,
I'm
there's
gonna
a
call
difference
you,
between
yeah,
dating and we are together.
right. Because you could be an
Hey, if we
acquaintance, be a white
dating,
dude, be cool. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
I know.
So I mean, I flipped it, but if we're dating, okay, we
Mm-hmm.
dating. We may be open to talking to other people.
Bro, that's even
But if
worse.
we have
Dating. Oh
absolutely,
my god,
absolutely, but it's no different than being a friend and an acquaintance, bro.
yeah.
That's the difference right there. If you have acquaintances, you just have people you're familiar with.
Hmm.
If you have a friend, that's somebody that you
That's when
respect,
those
somebody that you
conversations need to
trust.
be had. But you might just like give him the time. He cool dude, whatever. I gotta say it. I gotta come out. Hey, bro, what's up?
Right.
And you ain't gotta be no white guy trying to act black for me to be your friend. You just gotta
Right,
be
right, right.
if you Chad, be
You
Chad, bro.
Chad.
Be Chad around your white friends. Be Chad around your black friends.
I
Just
agree.
be Chad, man. Don't be switching. That's the title
And
of the
that
podcast. Code
the
switching.
world needs
It's
that, bro.
official.
The world needs that, man. The
And that's
world
why I
needs
was
people to
saying you're
be
the common
themselves.
denominator. So you're gonna be the
Yeah.
person that brings those rooms together.
Yep.
You're gonna be the person that this. Oh, it's all good. It's all good. But that's what I think we talked about before. It's just the intention has to be right. It's just the people because you're such a good guy. Then I'm automatically like, hey, what Joe doing? Because then I'm like, then I don't want nobody to take advantage of in these situations because you just assuming everybody good. But I'm gonna
Right.
see it though, Joe. I promise. If we in
Right.
the same room, you chilling and I'm not, I'm like, hey, Brand, you might want to watch out for Chad because he's sus.
Right.
you know,
Right.
you
Which
know.
which is cool. Which is cool.
But you
But it
gonna
goes
help me
one or two
chill.
ways.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
gonna help
yeah.
me
One or
chill.
two
Yeah.
ways, man. Chad may just be Chad, and that's what Chad looked like. Chad may be, you know what I'm saying? Oh no, man.
Okay,
Hey,
we
it's one
done.
of
We
those.
done. We done. So I know your wife just got home. Let y'all have y'all time. So last
Yeah,
two segments here, man.
yeah, yeah.
Of No Tech Talk podcast. It's pretty staples here on the No Tech Talk podcast. It's the favorite superpower in the scripture. So we'll start with
Okay.
the superpower. If you have any superpower, what would it be, and how would you use it to make money?
Mm. If I had a superpower,
Now it
what would
has
it
to be
be?
a selfish
Yeah,
superpower.
yeah,
Like
absolutely.
some not like if I could just press a button or if I can make the world a better place, secure,
No, no, no.
end
That's
world
no
hunger. I
that
want
that
something.
that'd be me lying. Um, nah. Um,
I always say super speed. I want to be fast. I want to
you
be like
gonna
the
be
Flash.
fast.
Yeah, man, I'll be in the
Yeah.
Olympics. I'll be the only running back in the NFL history never get hit. That'd be crazy.
They wouldn't play against you.
Well, that's safe. I just
I'm
be.
not stepping on a field with you if you that fast. Don't make no
Well,
sense.
I wouldn't be like how you on the Incredibles though, right? Like
Yeah, yeah,
Dash,
yeah.
he wouldn't run too fast, but just enough not to,
Yeah, yeah.
lose.
I would say hmm, superpower. I mean, man, I ain't trying to be, but my superpower would be to help people, bro. I
Oh
mean,
my god.
I'm just being honest, man. I know. Hold on. Let me try to think personally, in a selfish one. I when you say superpower, Thor come to mind right off the bat.
Okay,
So
lightning,
yeah, there you go. Okay,
super
so
strength,
yeah,
flight,
I'll be like
lightning.
Storm. I'll be like
Oh,
Storm.
power
I'd
over the
say a
weather.
Storm slash a Thor.
Okay, so
And
how
then
would you use it to make money? You got
how
power
I
over the
use it to make
elements.
money. Hey man, at the end of the day, the world needs water, right?
Okay,
The world needs
okay.
water.
So you
Fish gotta survive. Farms gotta survive.
so
So if
Joe's water comes in a bottle, $2 a bottle.
yeah. So I mean, I mean, you gotta realize, hey, I mean, I don't know, man. I ain't never thought of that.
Yeah, man.
But my
I'm gonna tell
superpower
you.
would be
I'm
a
gonna tell you,
selfish
man.
power.
You ever asked your wife? You ever asked your wife?
Baby, let me ask you now.
Can she hear
If
me?
I had a superpower, what would it be?
No, ask her what her superpower would
What
be.
would your superpower be?
If
If
she could
you
have
ever
any
had a
super. Yeah,
superpower,
yeah, yeah.
if you had a superpower, what would it be? And it's got to be a selfish one. It can't be. It can't be like me. I'd say helping people. That he don't want that.
But
He wants
yeah,
a selfish. Like his would be fast.
I want to
He
be
wants to
super
be
fast.
fast. Huh? She'd love to fly. She says.
Okay, so I'll use yours too, but hers is a way better example. So people, no, I'm gonna say it's a science of what you want to have, like the power that you want to have. Like if I'm poor, obviously I
Mm-hmm.
want money, right? So if she wants to fly, that means she feels like she has a lot of internal problems.
Okay.
It goes because you want to fly away from your
Gotcha.
problems. People want to feel weightless and they want to just
Right.
fly and be above every situation. There's a science to it for real.
Okay. No, I
Like
believe
if somebody wants to be invisible, like they have self-esteem issues. If somebody
you.
wants to have
Mm.
super strength, they naturally feel weak in a lot of situations, right?
Mm.
You
So
obviously
what's
you want
mine then?
you just want to be cool. You know what I'm saying? I hate to say it, but you want to be cool because it's a cool superpower. So you might not
Yeah.
feel cool in a lot of areas.
But I mean,
You
Thor,
might not
Thor
feel
and
like
Storm out the chain, bro.
they are, but do you see how you already validating it? Wanting to be
Yeah.
cool. Ain't nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that. I want to be fast because I'm mad slow, bro. My PT slow, bro. Like it's bad. But that's
Yeah.
the thing. Like that's the whole point of having a superpower because we feel weak in a lot of areas. So when you ask somebody, they ask your children that. I'm telling you, you be you be surprised what kind of superpower you want to be. Why? Because they want to see. I want to be, Black Panther. I want to be Superman.
Mm.
Why? You know what I'm saying? Like ask them anyway. So that was one thing. The second segment is a scripture, obviously, and then we'll be out of here. Let y'all go have y'all fun. Thank you again for real
Yeah, no
for
problem, bro.
coming
We're gonna
on.
have to
It's
do it
been a
again,
pleasure.
man.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So we
Talk
got
about them Alabama Crimson Tide a little bit.
we got Psalms 73 and 26. And it says, my flesh and my heart may fail, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. Whew. Look, give people the context. Psalms is like the worship, kind of like the mostly David talking, just giving God the glory kind of thing, kind of book, really big book of the Bible. But it says again, I'm gonna say my spiel. you say how you feel about it. Ain't gotta be nothing deep. It could be super short, whatever. But
Yeah, yeah.
I was in the podcast and the scripture. So it says like again, my flesh and my heart. So my body, me, Jay, and my heart, my internal feelings, my emotions, right, may fail. So everything that I'm all about may fail, but God is the strength of my heart
Okay.
and and my portion forever. So I'm a big word guy. Obviously, strength. God keeps me protected. God He holds me down in my heart, my life, my world, everything. Right, and it's
Right.
recognizing that. And then what got me though was He's my portion forever. So He's my portion is like food. What how your wife make your plate. So she gives you your portion for Joe might not be a portion for your sons. Right, it's a bigger
Right.
portion. So God
Right.
already knows what's for me, what's tailored for me. So what's maybe for Joe might not be for Jay,
Right.
right? But it's forever. So God got
Absolutely.
everything that I need. Okay, and He's keeping me stable because He's keeping my flesh and my heart, right? He's keeping me strengthened throughout whatever it is, right? Man, He knows what I need forever. But think about it though. We change. We change. The Joe at 25 is not the Joe at 30.
Absolutely.
Two completely different people. You know?
Absolutely.
And so God knows you at every stage, year, minute, hour of your life. And it's just like, it's crazy. So that's the scripture for Joe. And then I forgot to say too, this scripture, it was tailored just for you. I prayed over the scripture, Joe. Just like
Okay.
I would talk about on all the other podcasts. You said you heard the other
Appreciate you.
ones. Nobody's ever gotten the scripture. Nobody's ever going to get the scripture unless I run out. And that'd be a long time. Hopefully, if I'm doing this at that point, I'm doing pretty well. And but I usually pray about these scriptures, man, and God kind of reveals a scripture. But it
Okay.
also ultimately has to do with you as a man, you having a really great heart. You obviously seeing different things, seeing the world from a different lens, and I feel like more people need to take that mantle than take mine.
Yeah.
But
I
okay,
agree.
anyway, you say what you want to say, then we'll be out of here.
So man, that scripture hits at home, man.
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest thing I want to take for it is like what you stated, man. He sees everything, the good, the bad, the ugly. You know, it's crazy, man. The Lord is very powerful.
Yeah.
But I honestly believe that everything that we do, you do, I do, you know what I'm saying? He has allowed us to continue doing everything. I don't think with the whole portion thing, it's like you said, like your wife give me a plate versus that.
Mm.
I think he's set us up for so much success that he's never gonna give us more than what we can handle.
Ooh.
So when I hear that scripture, I mean, man, it's
Yeah.
direct, you know.
Yeah.
It's direct. Hey, here's what I have for you. Here's what I'm gonna do for you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Versus, would be a good thing. So versus, if you know, if you don't take what he has for you, or don't take what he's gonna do for you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the way I take
Yeah,
that,
man.
man. You know what I'm saying? That's his job, man. The Lord, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's his job, man.
I
He
feel it.
got one job for millions of
And
people,
that's to hold it
possibly
down.
billions, and that's to hold it down, man.
Yeah.
And if you follow what he wants you to do, he's never gonna give you more than what you can handle. And
Whew.
that's another thing the world needs to they need to see that too.
Mm.
Because I know I'm about to get off here, man, but you can't only have the Lord when it's beneficial for you.
Mm-hmm.
You need to have the Lord at all times. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna say that again. You can't have the Lord when it's beneficial for you.
Yeah.
You need to have the Lord at all times. And I feel like that's the biggest, obviously the word hypocrite is huge.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be out doing things you ain't supposed to be doing Saturday night and then be in the Lord's house praising the Lord and
Right
asking for
back to normal on
forgiveness.
Monday. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. First of all, that's the way you wasting his time and you wasting your own time and money.
He rather you be on one side or the other. Don't be
Yep.
lukewarm. Be hot or
Mm,
cold, baby.
yep.
That's crazy. All
So
right. Hey
yeah.
man, thank you again for real. It's been a pleasure. Tell the family I said what's up. And you
Indeed,
sound like you
man. I
talk that
appreciate
good.
you having me.
Man, you already know. We should have had you on sooner. Just trying to
Hey man.
get through this Christmas season.
Trying to
What?
I be trying, man. You know what I'm saying? I was low key checking my Patriots game too, man.
Oh yeah, go ahead. They
You good? No, I'm just saying, man. I'm a busy person, man.
You know,
You
my
know what
day
I'm
was
saying?
yesterday. I was watching football yesterday.
Uh,
They ain't play till 7, so I'm happy we got a chance to do this today.
yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, this is gonna come out in like an hour.
Cool, man. Cool,
Usually
man.
I always have them on there and they come on, but this is great. It's
You
crazy
good?
cool. But,
Cool, man.
this
Well, I
has
appreciate
been.
you having me.
Oh yeah.
I know there's a lot of topics. I feel like we got to go more in depth on,
Mm-hmm.
and do it again. But like I said, man, the world needs better people. We
Yeah.
need to stop choosing sides. We gotta come together as one.
Mm-hmm.
There shouldn't be like you talking about like the whole totem pole. Like black women shouldn't be at the bottom of the totem pole. Although I
Yeah.
know that they are / and it does seem like that.
Yeah.
Um, we need to get them up there
And
equally,
that's
just
what
like
it's gonna
everybody
take
else.
us, right?
And that's what I feel like. That's what you and I bring to the table, man. We bring that we identify a problem. What's the solution
Mm-hmm.
versus being okay with it and just shutting the door on it. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? And
Facts.
that's what I like about you, man. So you are very, like I said, there's some things we don't agree on, but you know
Mm-hmm.
what? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we still gonna shake hands. Like I don't agree
Yeah,
with
man. It's all water under the bridge. All
like I
that.
don't agree with Alabama. You know what I'm saying? But it is I don't understand how Nick Saban, the only person that ain't did a 14-day quarantine.
My guy
I don't
got
understand
COVID,
it.
still winning the Iron Bowl. Look
Not
at
once but twice.
that.
Hey, first time he got off. Hey, he the only coach I know that could have COVID and show up at a game in less than 14
After
days.
so long, you have a system anyway. Because he didn't show up for the Iron Bowl. So after so long, the system just operates by itself. He don't even need to be there no more, man. He don't even need to play calls. Just a great team, organization.
He was on the bench. He's on Skype. He was on a Zoom.
That's what I was saying. I was like, he was somewhere yelling at
Yeah.
somebody. On this.
Mm-hmm. It's
Anyway,
saving.
so this has been another edition of the No Tact Talk podcast. It's always a reminder to live life on purpose, live with little no tact in your life, and be a little bit more like Joe instead of like Jay. Have a good day. Peace.
Take care, brother. Be safe.
All right.